Hello, everyone. My name is Daniel, and welcome to the first episode of A Day in the Life of an Introvert. In this series, I'm going to be talking and educating people about what an introvert is. There are 4 different types of introverts. A little bit about myself. I am 43 years old. I have lived in Anaheim, California most of my life. I am now living here in Reno. As you can see, here's a view of the Truckee Meadows Valley. Very beautiful scene. To let you know also, like, when I was younger, I was never an introvert. I was hyperactive when I was a kid, according to my parents and from what I can remember. Up until my first day of school in kindergarten, in which I never wanted to return. Being an introvert, it doesn't mean that you are a loner. I was made into an introvert due to being ostracized socially in school. I had a speech impediment when I was younger. It still comes out sometimes when my anxiety is up a little bit. I didn't speak a word of English. I spoke broken English, and I was ridiculed from day one. The bully scenes that you see in movies like from the 80s and 90s is nothing compared to real life. It is more of a horror story in real life. Growing up, I was beaten up constantly just because they didn't like me. I became a social outcast throughout my life. The people who I thought were friends turned out to be horrible. And the ones who are still my friends, I still keep an arm's length away. And if they are seeing this, I am sorry that I don't really call very much. It's because part of me is still afraid that I might say something or that you might just walk away like a lot of people have in my life. Being an introvert is not it. You can get used to it. I don't like large crowds. I don't like going to house parties myself. My last house party I went to was a Halloween party over 20 years ago. I really don't know how to act in a party because I was never invited growing up. The one time I did, it was a quinceañera right before my freshman year. I only stayed for 30-40 minutes, and I walked home because the majority of the friends of the birthday girl, who was also a friend of mine, were my bullies. And they were all eyeing me and wondering what the hell I was doing there. And I only spoke to her for a period of maybe not even 5 minutes, and I just walked home and never been to another house party since, until like a year or two after high school. I will also be showing you that for people who are looking to fit in, don't even try it. It's not really worth it at all. Just focus on yourself. And the one thing I tell people is don't ever expect anything, because the second you do, you become disappointed. I had to learn over years of trials and tribulations on tests on everybody. It's if you make plans with somebody, make a backup plan so you don't feel that your whole day was ruined. And I have done that many a times now. I don't expect anything from anybody. And when I do expect something from somebody, I end up being disappointed. part of me believes that they don't try to be that way. But if you don't want to hang out with me, just don't make plans with me. Because when I want to make plans with you, I clear out my schedule for you, and usually my backup plan is either stay home and watch TV, or I go to a bowling alley and bowl, just bowl a few games. And sometimes I just drive around. Everybody has an escape. If you know that somebody is an introvert, just please be patient with them. If you want to be friends with somebody, especially the one that's an introvert, be patient. Have patience with them. Because I can tell you this much, like, I am 43 years old. I still tiptoe on eggshells when it comes to people when I try to make friends. I've only been in one relationship in all my life that only lasted 4 months. Because she reciprocated the same feelings I did. I had no idea what the hell I was doing, because I never got to play the field. I was a bench warmer when it came to the game of love. In case you're wondering, why is there an airplane flying so close, is that I am not that far from the Reno Tahoe International Airport. As you can see from the United Airlines there touching down. It's also a little hard to talk about when you're an introvert, because with social norms, you have been taught and told that you are not to explain your feelings. Men are not supposed to explain their feelings. I am a broken man, I can tell you that. I've always been broken. Since I was 6 years old, I knew I've always suffered from depression. I wasn't clinically diagnosed until 13 years ago, after the death of my father. My father died in 2013. I wasn't diagnosed as clinical depression until February 2014, and even I astonished the psychiatrist that was evaluating me. After my evaluation, she asked me if she could be blunt with me, and I said yes. And she said to me, which I will never forget, she said, "How the fuck are you still alive?" And I responded, "I still like to know. I am still here. I suffer in silence a lot. I don't tell anybody really about what I suffer, because everybody believes that a person suffering from depression is somebody that's always glum and low, like Eeyore from Winnie the Pooh, which is one of my favorite characters, by the way, because I could totally relate. Depression can come in many forms. We do lose interest in things that we do. I am a high-functioning depression, which means that I do everything what any normal person does. Gets up in the morning, goes to work, comes home, pays the bills. I don't live a very lavish lifestyle. I live just to survive. So I do everything a normal person does. It's just that the only difference is I'm left alone with my thoughts. I don't really have that much confidence in myself when it comes to women. Everyone has an approach differently towards depression. Mine is I just keep on going. It's the only thing keeping me alive right now is work. I put myself into work. I take a lot of overtime just to escape my thoughts. But twice a year, my depression does get very bad. is called seasonal affective disorder, or SAD for SAD. It happens a lot during the summer months, but it happens more to me during the winter months, around like especially the holidays. I don't celebrate my birthday very much. My birthday is around Thanksgiving weekend. I don't celebrate at all that much because both my parents died in November, and we buried my dad after he died of cancer a day before my birthday, so I have really nothing to be happy about. And 7 years later, my mom followed, so I don't really celebrate my birthday, and it becomes sadder. It becomes sadder for me because the days get shorter, the nights get longer and colder, and I don't have anybody to walk this journey of life with me. This is what I really am. I will show you in what I deal with on a daily basis when it comes to depression and being an introvert, and how to be okay living by yourself and just being with yourself. Show you, and this will also help out college students, like how to shop for yourself, like how to look at the best bargains in the grocery stores, and for you to save a little bit of money. It is okay to be frugal. And also I've learned to treat myself to certain things that I denied myself with. I tend to stay away when it comes to relationships. I am very afraid when it comes to relationships, mainly because I have no idea what the hell I'm doing. I never got to play the field, and when it comes to relationships and love, I got to play a tiny bit, but I still didn't know what to do. I don't know how to act in a relationship. I can only think of what I've seen in shows growing up and in movies and in books, but growing up, girls and women wouldn't give me the time of day. They would degrade me by giving me what I call the scan. They say that is that they would look at me up and down like this, like, and then scoff, like, really? When I showed an interest in them, wanted to get to know them, but the only thing they ever saw was my girth, me being overweight. That's the only thing they ever saw. Growing up in California, that seemed to be the premise that appearance is everything, especially in junior high school, in high school growing up, even in college. Today's world is that today is everybody looks for appearances and looks, and love is a bonus. While I grew up old school and raised old school, that you look for love and appearance is a bonus. I was even turned down by chubby girls as well. And like, I tell people that I'm no longer looking anymore because it just hurts too much. People who are watching this and you are an introvert and you suffer from depression, I suggest you don't try until you start caring for yourself and treating yourself as putting yourself first. I didn't do that for many years, and I wasted years of my life for it. Trust me, making this video is very hard. Telling everything about me and myself growing up, which I'll be posting once a week. I came up to this hiking trail near my home here in the Reno Sparks, Washoe County area, that I feel more comfortable being up here, surrounded by nature. It's a little warm today, but The wind is nice and calming and makes me a little bit more relaxed. And I had to take a tall boy of beer, for me to get some enough courage to get in here. And if you have a friend that is suffering from depression, I beg of you, please just be there for them. Literally be there for them. Be a friend, what an actual friend is. Because if you don't, you'll never. Things can go south real quick, especially around the winter. If there's depression is affected by a seasonal affective disorder like me, my depression gets really bad during the holiday season. Summer not so much, because mainly I want to be cool in a nice air-conditioned area. And you don't have to be there constantly, but if you know that they are suffering and they're showing signs of it, it's like you have to be there. Like you would be there for your significant other, you would be there for your sibling when they need the support. Trust me, it goes a long way. Don't pretend to be nice and not mean it. Don't show somebody kindness when you don't want to. Don't be try to be someone's friend when you don't actually want to be their friend. That really hurts a lot more, because they think that you want to be their friend, but it turns out you never did. You just want to make yourself feel better. There's a song called "Don't Laugh at Me." It is a song that was written by Mark Wills, and it's a song about people being bullied. And one of the lyrics is you don't have to be my friend, but is that so hard to ask? It's we don't ask of you to be your friend, but why is that so hard to do so, to be your friend, to be someone's friend? Reputation doesn't make a friend. Is being somebody for them. A friend is family. Not blood family, but it becomes your family. Being an introvert, like I said, is not being a loner. That's a stereotype. It's just that a lot of people were born to be introverts because they are incredibly shy. But me, I was made into an introvert because the way I was treated growing up in school. I didn't know who were my actual friends, because I've had people who would pretend. Later found out to pretend to be my friends. Then they start hanging out with other people who didn't like me and then turn coat on me. I've had girls toy with my feelings to where they will rip them to shreds into confetti. And I got trust issues and abandonment issues because of it. And like I said, when it comes to a relationship, that's one of the reasons why I'm scared. I have no idea what I'm doing. I don't know how to be a boyfriend. And the other reason is because I'm scared. I'm scared that I will not be man enough for her. I am scared that she would leave me for somebody else, and it would just break my heart knowing I just finally found someone, and then my heart is shattered. Is I was never really given a real chance to be with someone. Kind of wish I did. There's another reason why I moved to another state. California wasn't doing it for me anymore. I had no prospects out there. It was difficult to maintain a job up there. And sorry if I sound a little distracted. It's just that you can probably see there's a red-tailed hawk flying right over there, and he is crying out. Basically, the sound that it's making is what you hear eagles do in movies, because it sounds more dramatic than the actual light cackle that eagles do. I'm getting off topic here, but still. This is a bit about me. I will be posting another one in a week or so. And like I said, all I can tell you is that when it comes to an introvert, you'll be educated. Each week I'll educate you from the 4 different types of introverts, and educate you through depression. And people who are introverts, I'll show you how to live alone. It's because since moving up here last year, I started to be okay being on my own. I will show you how to shop alone. Like, you don't need to buy expensive brands. I will show, and for you to save money, especially in today's economy. And this will also help out college students. And folks, like I said, if you know that somebody suffers from depression, please don't blow them off. I beg of you not to blow them off. Because the second you do, you will regret it that you did something like that. All I ask of you is that you know that they are your friend. Please do not distance themselves from him, like saying he's a buzzkill. Or no. Depression is a real illness. I do not consider depression a mental illness or a mental disorder. I call it more of an emotional disorder. You're like an inside out. Basically, what happens is that if I could put it like in the movie Inside Out, both sadness and anger are taking over your head. It's not joy, it's not fear, it's not disgust. It's mainly sadness and anger that are affecting you. Like me, I'm angry at myself for wasting my life chasing something that I should have never been chasing. I wasted over 30 years chasing and looking for love when it was never going to happen for me. Not everybody is meant to be with somebody, I guess, from what I've seen. Everybody says that everyone's meant to be with somebody, but there's always sayings that contradict that, like there's exceptions to the rule. I've learned to deal with it through therapy. And also you learn how to be careful to only say certain things to people until you can fully trust them. I thought I've had friends growing up that they just stopped talking to me out of nowhere. They don't know how to react with an introvert because they're extroverts. It does hurt because when I think about it, I can feel my heart aching a bit. I remember this one friend, the one that I said that had a quinceañera, who all of her friends were my bullies. And I didn't meet her. Like after high school, I didn't see her at all until we were both 23. And then I never seen her again. We had like a lunch date to catch up, and I never seen her again. She says she's my friend, but she doesn't contact me whatsoever. She doesn't give me her contact information. And it's usually something that a friend would have. She's very successful. She has like a real estate company in Southern California in the Inland Empire. I have a friend of mine that moved out to Texas, and I thought we were good friends, but all of a sudden after 05, I don't hear from her again. She just stops all contact. Was never invited to her wedding. From what I hear, she got married in 07, and now she has a kid going to college. When she was back in California visiting, I would message her on Facebook and on Instagram, see if we could just catch up for coffee, and it never got addressed. I never replied back. I didn't actually see her again until she was actually in California, and she happened to be walking with her husband and her oldest child at one of my security jobs. I was expecting to get an actual like a hug, like from a friend, like long time no see. Except it's like the way she hugged me is like she hugged me because she felt that she had to, not because she wanted to. It was like a half hug, kind of like the ones you kind of reach over with one arm and just like they're there like that. And that's when I realized that she doesn't really want to be a friend like that anymore. I'm very nostalgic, and I guess I miss those days, that feeling. I've run into a lot of people from my past, and it turns out they never really wanted to be my friend. They were just doing it to be nice. Just be careful how you talk to people, because you can hurt them very badly. I would say that the phrase "sticks and stones may break my bones and words will never hurt me," that's pure BS. That's mierda. Words do hurt, and the ones that know it are the reason why bullies do it. They get satisfaction from someone's pain. There's a lot I can talk to you over my last 30, 40 plus years of my life. Now that I moved here to the state of Nevada, I feel a lot better in myself, feel a lot lighter. I'm just focusing on myself. I'm far away from those bad, evil influences that I dealt with growing up. My life was very stagnant until I moved away. There are some people that I do miss back home. Out of all my friends that I had, I've only been invited and participated to only 2 weddings that belonged to my best friends. I was a best man in one and a master of ceremony for his and her wedding, and I was a groomsman for another wedding. And you won't believe that they actually included me in their wedding party. It made me so happy that they actually thought of me that way. Sometimes it's just the little things that can make a big difference. So I say, be there for your friends. If you are a friend to this one person, show it. If they don't want to go, somewhere, like they don't feel comfortable, then just don't push it. Just be understanding. Says, okay. Like myself, I don't like large crowds. I don't mind going to a concert because I really don't know anybody there, and I'm there to see the person I like hearing. Like recently, back in May, I went to go see the Brad Paisley concert here at the Nugget Resort Center, at the Nugget Amphitheater here in Sparks. And it was an incredible sight. I'm planning to go to another one later on when one of our other favorite artists shows up here. And I've learned to go to restaurants here by myself and eat, which was a big thing I didn't want to do in California because everyone will eyeball me wondering why is this guy eating alone. But here, I can just go to a restaurant and not feel like awkward just being there by myself. I'm very content where I live at, and I feel a lot better about myself. So, like I said, it's for the friends that have depression. Just like I said, it's just the little things that make a big difference. Call them, text them, see how they're doing. We may say that we're fine, we're doing okay, but just know that we're not really okay. It's just that we don't want to scare you off, because it makes us feel that we do when we start talking about how we feel. Depression is a pain that we carry a lot. It's a dull pain that we just get used to. Like, I have been punched and kicked so many times growing up because of the pain from the depression I suffer. It just doesn't really feel that much. Well, today is where I leave you. Here, as you can see, the setting sun. I'll be posting another video next week, and I hope that you join me again. If you have any questions, I'll be happy to answer them. And please be kind on the comments. I will delete god-awful contents off of there. Okay? Because to me, like I say, bullies are some of the most evil people on the planet. Because I don't know how you can get pleasure from someone's pain like that. To where some people have been driven to end themselves because of it, and they still feel pleasure from it. So, until then, all I gotta say is this, until we speak again: be kind to people that you know. Be there for the ones that are suffering internally and emotionally and psychologically. Just be there for them, even if it's just like a simple text to see how you're doing, a phone call, a birthday card. You won't believe how much that means a lot. You won't believe it. It's like gold, a precious gift that's priceless beyond all measure. Treat people the way you wish to be treated. And if you're going to be a friend, don't be selective. Don't choose favorites. Be a friend. For God's sakes, be a friend. Take care of yourselves now. And have a blessed day and night.